Hello, everyone. Hi, Craig. Anyway.
You don't have to say hi to him. That's just going to upset
It's okay. Well, anyway, good morning or good afternoon or whatever time of the day is to everyone. My name is Tony. I will be DMing this session. Last week, what happened was a Winter's Day special where basically everyone was gifted Winter's Day by Lee, correct? And played various games. But Lee also had, before the festivities, introduced a movement of the circle of everything to the main hall and essentially helped try and quell some people's questions and whatnot, and ultimately tried to bring the group together a little bit more after facing the terrors of space. Anyway, so we are now ending, we are now going back to Flux, and it has been a week or two. Everyone's fully rested and whatnot.
We've had time?
We've had time. That's another gift of the Winter's Day.
A gift of the Winter's Day.
A gift of the Winter's Day. Like, you guys actually get to relax. And
we get start at 4.
Yeah. So, pretty much you guys are wherever it's like, say, midday of Flux time. Where would you guys be finding yourselves?
Greg would probably be studying in the library.
Should we do roll call?
Oh yeah, we need to do roll call first.
Shoot.
So.
Oh wait, we moved. Wait, crap. Did I just make myself first now?
Yeah, you're first.
Oh. Hold on.
Who's this
Let me get in the
voice speaking right now?
Let me get into my character.
Oh yeah, that does rotate us around, doesn't it?
Yeah. Some Discord changes and anyways. My name's Charlie. I play Bardus, the Cuddle Master Goliath Barbarian Bardus.
Oh, I was trying to think of all your names. I thought you repeated them. My name's Eric, and I play Greg, the Time Wizard.
I'm Jackie. I play Silva, a gnome ranger with her beast companion White Tiger Snowflake.
I'm Steve, and I play Theus, the inquisitive half-elf rogue who will undo all your locks, ladies.
Oh, God. That was a joke we had before the podcast.
Immediately changed. Oh, God. There's going to be laws broken.
Oh, I see a chastity belt wants to skip foreplay.
It is the key to the greatest treasure of all the land.
Yeah, but it doesn't work, so that's that. Never mind.
Locksmith!
Why didn't you volunteer
I'm
for that
Dom.
job in New
I play the elf cleric Anorin. And that's it. No locksmith.
Elf cleric Anorin. Not a locksmith at all.
No, I'm good.
Now, if there's a fireball behind that lock, he's a game.
Well, I mean, Greg would be a good locksmith because he has knock.
That's true. They just and when he knocks, you hear it from 300 yards away. I guess we should move on.
All right, so Greg is currently in the library. Well, has Theus gone around looking for locks to pick? Or has Flux been picked, locked, cleaned?
What?
Theus is probably in the castle going through all the loot that he's gained through the adventures. So all like the gems and stuff.
All right.
It's a gem.
And the annul?
He's in church.
The church?
He's in church. Praying.
Okay.
He's casting light on everything he can.
And Silva?
Silva, expecting everybody else would be there, would probably be in the library bar. The library tab. But probably just doodling in her Silva's sketchbook.
Well, Bardis is there, Silva, if you'd like to interact with him. Yeah.
Oh, wait. I take
Oh, I
it back.
assume Greg. Sorry, I guess I assume that Greg brings books out to the tavern since it's so
I was gonna
convenient.
say, it's like this is perfect. Everyone's separate.
I can drink. I can.
Is he a
No.
drinker?
No. Think of it this way:
Sure
Silva is drawing Bardis like one of her French girls.
Yes.
I imagine that Greg was not a drinker, and then when he came here and he thought adventurers need to be drinkers, so he's just been sipping like wine, like it's.
I'm keeping the necklace, by the way.
All right.
I'm going to throw it off of Flux when I'm 110.
Wow.
So, pretty much those at the bar.
Do we get to know where Puck is?
Puck is probably, he's probably actually with Theus, helping him count the loot and whatnot. Maybe finding good spots to put, like, he's been finding spots to put stuff. Actually, Theus, he also shows you like his little favorite trick. Like he'll find a hole in the wall of the castle, and then what he could do is just mend a brick to reseal it, so we can have stuff hidden in the walls.
Oh, I have the ability to do that. Good idea.
So you don't need.
You don't need me
Look, I
anymore,
can mend the
huh?
brick, and Theus is like, but I could do that. He's like, oh.
Is it that needle?
Yeah, it is that needle.
I'm gonna go find more locks.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Go to the bar.
Puck, I need...
All right, so Puck's on his way to the bar.
Puck!
Puck immediately feels useless and goes to the bar. He'll run to you guys lately.
Cannon works.
All right. But yes, would you guys care to do something in the bar? Last session, they had discussed essentially once you had finished your exploits, pretty much whatever you'd like could occur. I don't know.
What?
Well, Anorin will finish praying, and then he'll head to the tavern library to get something to eat.
I think it was last session. It was whatever you would like, we could try and provide, or something like that last session. Anyway, this shows how well I'm prepared. Anyway, so just opening up in case you guys wish to interact. But aside from that, Puck will make his way to the bar.
I don't think there's anything I wanted to do.
What kind of books is Greg bringing into?
Probably, I guess. Well, I don't know what I have skill in. Probably learning history.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good history roll, so yeah, I probably try to find history that's been locked in the Flux library and stuff like that. Trying to find spells, but I don't really need that right now, personally. So that's just gonna be my excuse when I decide to swap spells out. It's like, well, he reads a lot, and there's a lot of stuff in Flux, so if he can find spells.
Deus will finish hiding his gems before he then starts to go after Puck.
Is that a euphemism?
No, he's hiding literal gems.
Oh, okay.
Mug of ale. And not reading books.
Bardis is like, I only got one thing to do. Finish this ale. But after that's done, I'm going to do it again.
This has been a good week or two.
Hey, man. I'm okay, fine. Then I'll just look around at my 2 trophies that I won during Harvest.
Your
Two pies are probably rotted.
Looking at my trophies, smiling.
But you don't have.
You could eat those, right? I'm not sure if I'd still trust them.
Mom always called them penicillin pies.
Oh,
God.
So the question is there a space in the back of Bardis' mind where he's like, but I don't have the third?
Yeah, there is.
Maybe he should imagine that pie is a bear, and he would have taken it down.
During the fight, I'm not trying to eat the bear.
Oh, that's fair. Maybe that's why you lost.
Bite him! Bite his ear off!
All
Anyways, I'll pull out a map and start reviewing things. Maybe I'll start attempting to remember how to do cartography again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So we'll say that some time is going by. Pretty much, you're getting whatever ale you like, and then across all of Flux, individually this time, actually portals of swirling red light and the blackness in them open up. Almost like there's one, not like right underneath you, is not sucking you through anymore, but there's one next to you, Bardis. It's about the size of a sewer cap. For Bardis's, he would think a barrel, a top of a 55-gallon barrel of beer, like that size.
All right, so we got
I'm
whole
not sure
size
if he
of
knows sewer cap. And there's also one by Silva, one by Puck, one not next to Anorin, but actually in front of the church. And there's just one next to each of you guys. They're all different sizes, and they're opening at different times. Only ones that would really notice that, though, is the 4 at the bar.
So, draw. What is that? And awkwardly stare at it for a second or two.
And as you stare at it, it's just like a black hole in the ground with a wreath of red crackling light around it. You have seen this light before, though.
Wait, I've seen this before?
You have seen this type of light before. If you want, you could try and roll an int, and then I could remind.
Anorin, full of virtue and purpose, draws his sword, takes out his holy symbol, and heads towards the portal.
All right, make sure you noticed it, Bill, right? Yeah, you didn't just walk out the door and fall into a hole.
No, he noticed. He noticed the swirling
Okay.
light and magic in front of him. He's gonna go in there head first to be like, all right, this is our purpose. Let's do this thing. Like a
Okay.
boss, as it were.
So going with you then. Are you just staring, or are you just going right in?
I'ma go in.
Wait, this is just in the tavern?
No, pretty much there is a portal nearly adjacent to each of you.
Oh.
Rather than one giant one in the town center, there's a whole bunch of small ones.
I guess Craig can kind of look at it. Anybody else see this?
I rolled a 6 for intelligence.
Seems
All right.
apropos.
So, Silva, do you have int check on you or no? Have a spare change? Spare change?
Spare change.
Please, sir, I'd like someone to recognize what this is.
And then Theus, you could roll as well.
15.
15.
Damn it! Why did I roll high?
The only or I have int, but
You don't. This is just a. Is this actually your? No, this is not. Have you seen portals yet? Actually,
let's see here.
just the one portal from New Hope in that, don't you?
That was a teleportation circle.
There's a circle. What?
No, why?
What was Baum's transition? Was that portal?
That was more like you guys got pulled.
Okay, so this is your first portal that you've seen.
I'm about to say technically, yeah, because everything else has either been in Flux or
So, if you'd like, you can roll an Arcana or
What?
can
knowledge check on this.
Oh,
I will roll Arcana.
Also, Tony,
That
that
is
was
a
a 16.
17. I rolled a
16?
natural 7.
All right, so in order. So Silva, you recognize this portal as one that had previously brought you towards the color and wreath is very similar to the one that brought you towards Lokar's world when it was under invasion. And Theus, you recall that as well as it bringing you to Sharn. And Greg, you recognize that this magic has some evil about it. It is essentially a kind of like a teleportation circle, but it is a link between worlds. It doesn't necessarily need time or space really in proportion, though. It's just you can tell that there's a kind of evil fuel to it. This is not something that you would normally find in, say, the books of what would be commonly redeemed as good magic.
Sure. Okay. I kind of look at the portal and anybody else that's in the thing. I go, that this isn't good magic. I'm concerned about what this is going to do.
And then Anorin, you had already gone in. I'm just, yeah. And then Puck actually looks left and right, looking around, being nervous about this because he's actually looking around for Kizaflixel. He's kind of nervous about getting thrown in, but he's kind of looking at you, Bardis, and did the number just increase? Okay.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
And just as that happens, Kizaflixel? You there?
She says 2 seconds. Jump in before the mic got hooked up.
Keep talking.
Kizaflixel makes an entrance, and as she enters the tavern, a portal opens up next to her as well.
She's blaming the kitten.
Puck is just like absolutely terrified of being whipped in to this now, and on top of that, Kizaflixel is now blocking the entrance. So actually, Puck will go into the portal on his own terms.
Doesn't sound like it. If Kizaflixel was finding his only exit, I mean, it's pretty much either
he was originally going to go towards Theus, but
Theus was on his way.
Yeah, you didn't even look to see what color eyes there were, but.
How can that be possible? I just scare you into the portal.
You're a scary person. Your first words is, "How is it possible I scare you?"
True.
Just as a check, what color are the eyes? As a DM, I can ask.
I am not even fully together yet because the cat jumped on the laptop and entered the group before I was ready to, and now she's ran away.
It definitely sounds like Kizaflixel.
Oh, does that wait? So does that mean the cat's playing?
Oh,
we're better off tonight, apparently.
All right, and then so Puck has entered the portal. Anorin has entered the portal, and we'll say after 2 or 3 minutes, what happens is that portal closes, and long ago, Anorin's has closed, and each person's remains open. After a short bit, Nirak will appear, and she's like, "What's happening?" Oh. I didn't make these.
Oh. I assumed as much.
But I do sense the power behind them. Something from the ritual, but not. I can't get anything more than that.
I began rolling up my random parchments down my mug because I know I'm not going to be able to take that with me. Well, I want to be able to take it with me in my belly.
At this point, Theus walks up and goes, "What's going on?"
So
I'm just looking down at the portal. Look at this, look down, look at this, look down.
I can only assume that
Oh,
this is someone else with maybe one of the items of power from the wizards.
was
Greg,
Puck already thrown into one of these?
He actually walked in on his own.
I look
What?
at Silva. I look at the portal. I look at Kizaflixel. I look at Silva. I look at the portal. No way.
Fuck did what? Jamie, I need one more.
You see Greg like close all the books, and he just kind of touches his hands to his forehead, and you see his mouth kind of like moving, like he's muttering something, and then he just kind of lets go and goes, "All right, let's get this over with. Hopefully, it's not as bad as that tentacle thing."
Oh, my friend. It's gonna be worse.
Oh, great! That fills me with
I don't think I'm
confidence.
that bad.
Well, go get him, buddy. And while talking to Greg about this, Sayers is leading him towards the portal and then just pushes him so he falls into it.
I already.
Are you
grabbed-
just as upset you couldn't push Puck through a portal, so you had to pick on the next kid?
No. I just wanted to pick on the kid.
So
It's fair.
as Greg falls through the portal, it immediately seals up behind him.
Well, now it seals up behind. Selfish prick. Where's our portals?
This, what the hell? What are you doing?
Did Theus
So
not
the
notice that there was a
portal-
portal next to him?
So yeah, so there's a portal currently in the castle where Theus was.
Oh,
And there's a portal next to Silva, and then there's a portal next to Bardis. I don't know. Like
Theus will make a lunge for Bardis's portal.
That sounds like a euphemism.
So as you go to step into this portal, it does not allow you through.
What?
Do I watch him like why
You
would
essentially
Coyote-
you see Theus's like foot stomp into the portal, and then he's like, it's as if it's not active for him.
Well, guys, I guess I can't go on this little adventure. Have fun.
You all right there? What's going on?
It won't let me in. At this
Bardis-
point, I put my hand. At this point, I put my hand against it and lean against the portal.
I put my hand to the or my foot to the portal.
So then what happens is it pulls you through.
Oh,
So
Can I grab on
literally.
Theus? Can I grab Theus? Oh my God.
Are you wearing any rings or anything, Theus?
I am wearing 2 rings.
oh.
So we'll say let's do an opposed roll to see if he's still holding those rings.
I mean, they're on my fingers.
I
Am I
know,
losing
but-
fingers?
Well, I'm just like I'm grabbing at his hand. or
These are
his arm.
both attuned magical rings.
Mm. All right. So what ends up happening, we'll say then, is that it will pull both of you in, but it is like, what kind of clothes do you wear, Theus?
Wow.
Oh,
Asking what he's wearing? A chest
yeah.
belt.
Theus wears probably like middle class robes and tunics.
Okay. Well, all right, fine. So no capes, right? No capes.
No
No
capes.
capes. No capes.
capes.
No
Okay.
capes.
I was going to say it's going to close on that very quickly, and you might not have all of it remaining. But
No
yeah,
capes.
so you and then what happens is, so Bardis's portal is closed. Theus's is still open in the castle, but Yeah, and then so we're now left with Greg and Silva.
Greg went through one.
Oh, Greg went through. Oh yeah, Greg went through. So now we're just left with Silva
And Kizzleflixel.
and Kizzleflixel.
All right, Silva turns a page in her sketchbook, draws a circle, closes it up. How big is my portal? Would Snowflake fit through it?
Yeah, Snowflake would fit through it.
All right. Otherwise, I was gonna help him out. All right, Snowflake, let's go. Feed Snowflake a good berry, and kind of lead him into it too. So we both go in together.
Okay, good. Because all right, otherwise you have to find Theos's portal.
Which wouldn't allow her in, right?
Oh, yeah, wouldn't allow her in. Yeah. Anyway, so and then there's Kizzleflixel alone with the bartender.
Whoa, I must be confused. I thought I went through a portal already.
Did you? Oh. Okay. Well, then you're actually there now, but you are alone. What you find is that you are now standing on a crag, a rock face of a mountain, and shortly after, Greg falls on his back because he was shoved backwards into the portal, correct?
He was shoved into a portal.
Yes. Then Puck comes through and notices you there and is and then Anorin comes through all stalwart and just determination in his eyes. Then come through Silva and then Bardis, and then finally Snowflake. And then there's like one. You find that on the ground behind you guys, you're all on this crag face. That there is a line of. Did I forget Theus?
Cocaine?
Yeah, you
Theus
forgot
comes in
about
next.
Theus.
Yes, Theus is next, and what you notice is that there is several circles drawn. They're drawn in blood on the crag face, the top, and you see some dead orcs at each one. As you look forward, it's a night sky, and this is a kind of mountainous view. There is a forest of fairly tall trees in front of you, and this is effectively a clearing that allows you to see what looks like somewhat of a valley in front of you. And you could see in front of you, not terribly far away, there is a road that goes from left to right, and there is kind of a bend in the mountains and the mountainous hilly forest, and behind that in the sky you see what looks to be a lot of light and smoke. And I would like Anorin to roll a would it be intelligence check, a memory check?
You're the DM.
I'm not sure of the checks, Nomo.
I mean, you could do.
They could
History
do
check,
insight.
insight check. Insight is the one.
Is Dom paying attention?
Sorry,
Okay.
my baby. I wrote a message. Baby was crying. So
Oh.
So the Anorin
sir.
should probably roll an insight check.
Ooh.
Oh.
By the way, guys, this is episode 69. Giggity.
Nice.
Nice.
No.
Or actually, it would be like nice.
We did start with a lot of jokes and chastity belt things. So
So then, Theus, what you see is that your portal has a lock on it for the way back. It's an ethereal lock. It's something that you can't pick.
Ah,
only
what?
one way.
What? What? I can't pick the lock.
You
What?
could try, but you'll notice that your picks just go right through this ethereal lock that's covering your portal.
I rolled a 16 insight.
So this crag actually is quite familiar. As a matter of fact, that road in front of you is very familiar. You as a child would come out to this crag and just admire the view. And
I didn't know
you realize that this forest that is against these mountains is what was your home.
Anorin kind of, everybody who's watching Anorin sees him kind of stiffen. Well, more than usual. It looks like instead of a stick up his ass, he's got about a sequoia up his ass. And his eyes kind of go from, place to place, and slowly he sheathes his sword, and then just, you see him kind of take the holy symbol in both of his hands and start quietly praying. After a moment or so, he turns to the party and just says, "This is my home."
It's lovely, maybe. It's kind of bloody.
You're from here?
I was from here.
Meanwhile, Thayer's in the background with a 27 dex check to undo the lock on his portal. Goes, "Oh, come on! That should have worked."
You actually heard a click, but it didn't actually unlock. You got one pin.
Ah!
Only 47 to go. I used to live here. The village that was my home in early life was destroyed many decades back. I am the only survivor.
Just like to go on record by saying that Eric is very sad that Lokar's not here.
What happened?
Orc raid. A passing human priest of the sun was staying at our village, and he saved my life. No one else made it out of alive, at least as far as I know. I haven't been back since.
Orc raid, you say? So, is this the aftermath of an orc raid?
I kind of missed. Actually, kind of missed some of the description because my daughter was crying. So, you said there's orc bodies all over the place, or?
There is an orc body for each portal, and you can tell that their blood had been used to create the inscriptions for the circles.
This would be a knowledge arcana thing, right? Or if I'd get any further out of it.
Yes, and if Greg would roll that, he probably would see now what was fueling that. It's obvious now.
Well, it's a 15. I rolled a 5.
You can see that this is fueled by blood magic.
Blood magic, the worst kind of magic. Okay, yeah, I think he kind of leans down to kind of see and just kind of feel the the runage and everything of the magic, and just kind of this. Well, I mean, it seems obvious, but whoever did this used the blood to cast these spells. That's not a very nice kind of magic.
No, it's very no bueno.
Would I know if this blood spell in particular is what summoned us here?
Yeah. You could see that actually. Yeah, you would know that.
Could I do like an investigation? I mean, I have a passive investigation at 25.
Yes. Roll the investigation though. On top of that.
While Greg's doing that,
28 investigation.
Anorin makes the symbol of his holy order and offers a prayer to each of the bodies.
Right. And what you notice is Greg, with your 28, is that the inscriptions written around the circles is slightly different for each person.
So each one of these was to specifically summon us here.
Yes.
Okay. Like it's got our signature on it in the spell
Mhm.
or what have you. Okay. So yeah, I'll turn to the group and I say, guys, this isn't just a ordinary teleportation or portal magic. This is magic that has our names written into it to pull us here specifically.
By who?
That I don't know.
Could you perhaps sense the traces of magic and maybe guide us to the person that cast this?
Can I look for that? Like, can I figure that out?
You could try.
Another
That would be
investigation.
Arcana, and then Theus, I'd also like you to roll the perception.
So you want me to do another Arcana?
Natural 20.
Is there a spell that you can use to key it, like a detect, or?
Did I take?
And then Theus, a perception.
28. Natural 20.
So, do you still have that the box, the silver chest?
Yes.
You feel that it is pulling you. It's not strong enough to pull you. It's just almost like a magnet kind of feel.
All right, so I check my pants,
Whoa.
and then I remember it's not in my pants; it's in my haversack.
So wow,
and I pull the box out of my haversack.
That makes it a little bit more impressive. Okay. So okay, I forgot it was there. But you'll notice that when it's in your hand and it's no longer in an extra dimensional space, it's like a very strong magnet, and it is pulling towards the direction of the night sky that is of smoke and light.
I bet
And then
that light is
also-
fire!
Yeah, and that would be an in check for anyone that is used to nature. That, normally the night sky is just purely lit up by the stars and whatnot, but it's got a very large light source in that direction.
You want a nature check?
Yeah,
Or-
we're rolling nature.
Nature check, yeah. Just to know, there's fires
Maybe
in that direction.
Perception would work.
Well, I'm not sure how well. I guess, yeah, you could do perception as well. Although it was in the description of the scene. So
or maybe survival.
I'm trying to hint at the
Direction we
you
should
don't
go.
normally get a light source in the middle of the forest.
Theus allows the box to start pulling him towards, mainly because he doesn't have a lot of strength.
Okay, make sure it doesn't pull you off the crag. Survival check to climb down.
Well then, I will struggle to. I will strong arm it back into my haversack.
I do have identify or detect magic that I can cast as a ritual.
So, you could identify would not. That's a.
I know it's usually for an object, but apparently you can also cast it on a person. So I don't know if
a person.
Because detect magic typically is just you can see that something is magical and get its school of magic.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, identify is more to find out. Like, yeah, I guess it is.
If you use either, no, I don't think so. Not for essentially the scrying idea that you're looking for.
Oh, you're looking to do a scry. Is that
that's at least what I thought you were doing.
I didn't pair that. I can't cast that as a ritual, right?
But in one other bit, Anorin, is that not quite at the source of light, but you know that this road goes past your village, and it is pretty much on just at the bend.
Okay. The road goes towards the village, and does it go towards the source of the light, the unnatural light?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a 19 to identify the light or try to.
Yeah, the light looks to be coming from a very large flickering source. To you, you only see this when you see essentially large fires, like massive wildfires or whatnot.
All right. Anorin grasps his holy symbol, and he just starts walking towards, down the path and towards the strange light.
Yeah. And so there is a well beaten path that you know of that leads you safely down the crag towards the road. And perhaps Theus might notice that you know where you're going.
Yeah.
And then your Theus, the pulling from that silver box, because it's in the extra elemental space, is heavily dulled, but it's slightly there. You could actually feel it in the space.
All right, that's fine by me as long as it's not threatening to pull my arm off
No.
or lead me down a cliff face where I'll die. That's also bad.
Yes. Bardus, Kizaflixel, what are you up to?
I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Are people moving, leaving, walking towards something? Deus is playing with his pants.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know why that should be shocking.
Fair. So I mean, are people walking? Like, what is like?
They described Anorin is going down the mountain, down a safe path towards the road, and Theus, if you were paying attention, had the silver box out and was walking towards. Not really paying attention. He was really close to the edge of falling off, but is now got that back in his bag and is walking, following Anorin.
I'm going to follow Anorin because I'm just assuming since he's already been here, he knows where he's going.
Anorin, where are we going? What's going on?
It looks like the source of the fire is where my village was. I know a safe path to make it further into the forest if you would follow me.
All right, makes sense. I shall follow Anorin.
Yeah, I'm down to until we can figure out more about this.
All right. So, are you going down to the road itself, or sticking to the tree line, or what would your ideal path be, Anorin?
Anorin's not really trying to obfuscate his movements or anything, so he would stick to the path and just try to, make the straightest line, essentially.
Okay. So, I'm assuming everyone is following Anorin. So, as you guys make your way down the road, you'll find that on your right is the village, just as you go around the bend, and you see essentially charred remains of buildings there. The town center right there is just completely rubble. Anorin, you see your house, which is it's lost its roof and it's half burned. One part of it is still there, but basically most of the village is completely burned to the ground.
Anorin pauses, briefly in front of his house. He doesn't really say or do anything. He barely even emotes. He's just kind of like staring. He's just kind of staring at it intensely. Before, like, is like everything on fire, or is it just more like is it still just kind of like is it more like a smoldering ruin?
Well, roll an insight.
Yes, sir. 19 insight.
So you can tell that this has been out for quite a while, actually. If you actually look at the ground, say in front of your house, you'll see that there are axes and swords that are heavily rusted, strewn across the ground. That might be investigation, but sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. Okay.
So, and the light is not actually coming from this source, it's just further down the road, deeper into the forest.
All right. After an brief but very intense, like staring at the shattered remains of his old life, Anorin just keeps heading down the path and towards the light.
All right. So, as you guys are going down the road, you see, roll a perception. Anyone?
I will.
Okay.
I have a passive perception.
20.
Oh my gosh.
18.
Oh, it's
27.
it's wonderful that I have a very character focused session because I can't roll anything above a 10. 13 perception.
26.
13 perception.
22.
So those that rolled above, we'll say 9. What am I gonna say? I was gonna say 20, but yeah, 20. You can see off in the far distance some figures. They aren't walking towards you; they're walking toward the light. But they're on the road, and quick check of the ground for anyone if they wish. You'll see that there are drag marks and marks of wheels and whatnot on the road. So this road is still actively used. Do you guys wish to do anything aside from, I guess, continue towards the light, or?
So we'll keep an eye on the surrounding. Are we surrounded by? Is this the valley?
Yeah, this is a valley right now. Essentially, you have trees now to your left and right. You see the light source is fairly close now, and the village is behind you. It's actually because of the trees, you're unable to really see the crag at which you came from.
Norin, do you know what that light is?
Anorin turns around. Do I know what is?
The light?
I think it's
Should we be going towards it?
it's something burning. Somebody brought us here for a purpose, and I do believe the light source is part of that purpose. So the sooner we get over there, the sooner we can find out why we're here. And he just kind of turns around brusquely and just keeps going.
Okay.
Figures. Anorin would head towards the light.
Yeah. All right. So, if you guys continue traveling, the figures turn right into the forest. But it seems like there's a bit more of a clearing now. And Greg, quick perception. I think you have godly passive perception.
My passive perception is 22. Do you want me to roll for it, or?
No, we'll have you see this. You'll notice that behind you, quite a few 100 feet back, maybe, I don't know, however far you could see, you'll see another group of figures moving, coming essentially towards down the road. So they're following.
Okay, so I'll signal to the group, and we're being followed.
How many does it look like?
Did I know how many?
You could roughly see. It looks like about 4.
I say we turn around and just confront them.
I stop. Loudly say, "We're being followed." And turn around.
Anorin quickly turns around and unsheathes his sword.
Theus will ready his bow.
Yeah.
All right, come out with your hands up.
Do we not want to see what they want?
We don't do diplomacy checks.
Oh, okay.
We had a guy do diplomacy once.
We had somebody do diplomacy one time.
At this point, assume everyone's an enemy until proven otherwise. Come out and explain yourselves before we fill you with holes.
Yeah. Let me just see how well they see.
Seems legit.
Where was my tabs? I have tabs.
I mean, to be fair, we did just tingle with tentacles, not...
Do we want to eliminate
we might not be...
these things?
Oh, you know what? No, because I have a range of 600 on a magic longbow. Okay. No, I'll fire the shot.
We're shooting at something that's hundreds of feet away still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damn, Greg.
So basically,
for perception.
Seriously.
That's a 24.
So, the figures see. Let's see. Do they see it? Are they that bad?
Do they see the arrow land at their feet?
Is there anything special about this? Does it glow? Does it make loud noise? Or
it just breaks the sound barrier.
They got a one DM to another DM. They got a 4 on their perception. Are they going to see this arrow?
It's a arrow enchanted by a magical bow that it was shot from. If they rolled a 4, probably not.
I mean, just because it's shot from a magical bow, I don't think it inherently glows.
No,
yeah, they don't
probably
see this
not.
arrow.
I turn back to the others and was like, "Oh, that didn't work. Do we want to wait for them to catch up and try again?"
How badly do we want to eliminate these things?
We don't want to eliminate them right away. We want to figure out what they are first.
Oh,
what is they? They're really. I'm just pointing. Like I don't even see what are they.
I can blow up a very small area around them if we prefer that.
Let's let them get close enough that maybe they'll actually notice us this time before we do that.
We'll see how that goes. Not well. Anyway, so they're still trudging along the path. If you want, you could roll another perception. We'll say that they're like, I don't know, it's 300 feet hard to see or 200 feet hard to see.
I got a 24 for perception.
26 again.
So, you can see that they're just dragging. From this distance, you can see that they're kind of hunched over, and they are just dragging a cart.
Do they look human or do they look something else?
They're humanoid.
Humanoid.
How close are they?
We'll say like 300 feet.
Okay, I want to know when they get to 120 feet.
All right. So
Yardstick out.
yeah, yardstick out. We'll say that for the sake of brevity, they're there. If you percept again, I'm just gonna keep your rolls from last time.
Okay.
The reason they're not seeing you is because they're just hunched over, looking at the ground, and they're just pulling on chains on this cart, and they're just acting like workhorses.
All right.
What's in the cart?
As soon as they get, I guess we can.
What's in the cart?
What's in the cart?
You could see that it looks like rocks to you, and that's about all you could see. But you can actually start to see some of their shapes. You're noticing that they have some pointed ears, but you can't really make out much more beyond that.
If we see pointed ears, what color are the ears?
They are green. Stereotypical green.
Stereotypical green.
Stereotypical
like
green.
We know they're orcs.
No.
Work.
Goblins do exist in Sharn, the Verdant goblins. I'm gonna be like, that green is somewhat familiar. Are they? How big are these? How big are these hunched over figures?
They're probably comparable to God, I'm trying to get a good scale because I can't compare to Bardus. He's just too damn big. They're kind of
we have anywhere from a gnome to a human to a Goliath.
Human, and they just, I don't know, kind of like the lazy guard captain in build.
They have scales?
No, in build they're fairly strong looking, but they are not like wrestler kind of built.
But they're not orcs.
Well, actually, with your eyes, you can start seeing that, yes, they actually have some tusks, and they are what look like the bodies that you saw on the crag. Okay. Well, not them, but if you're being stereotyped, they all look alike.
Those look like the things we saw up on the crag. I assume they're orcs.
You're being stereotypical.
I say we ask them to stop and explain what's going on.
Okay, so once they get within 120 feet, I'm going to send a message to one of them and say basically, halt. Explain to me who you are. You can reply to this message.
Huh?
That's
the reply, and then all of a sudden they're talking and they're looking to each other, and the one in the front punches the one in the right.
At this point, I will fire an arrow to stick into the side of the cart in front of them.
I just want to make a great Thundercats reference now with the Brute Men. That's one of the first episodes.
Oh my god, what the hell? Natural 20 to hit the cart with an arrow.
What's that gonna do?
Now the cart self-destructs.
Okay. Yeah, there's
actually, I probably could with the amount of damage this bow puts out.
What?
Did you sneak attack it?
Did you what kind of cart? Like, where in the cart did you hit?
I was gonna hit the side of the cart between the orc people so that they would notice it sink into the wood.
That's safer.
Yeah.
All right. That would be basically the two in the front are fighting each other now with fisticuffs, And the two in the back aren't really paying attention. They're just like they're paying attention to the two fighting, not the arrow that just hit the cart.
All
Because
right.
they're that
all
damn
right.
blind.
All right. Screw this. Oi, uglies! Thayus shouts out.
All right.
Greg
I'm
just
gonna
looks
have
over.
it that so they actually hear that. Otherwise, they're complete inept. The two in the front are still fighting, but the two in the back actually look up and see you, and then they quickly run to the cart. And you see as they are picking up what look to be spears and hand axes.
Yeah, they're arming themselves.
What
And one of the orcs comes up, punches the other orc, and just hands him an axe, and then points at you guys.
Can we talk about this?
Oh, good. I thought this was going to be boring.
I'm gonna shout out. Can we talk about this? And if they start to charge, then I'm gonna shoot them.
They are charging.
Do you want us to roll initiative?
Go ahead.
Like, what?
Oh,
I've never seen a more little.
That sounded so defeated.
Yeah, I know. No, like
Greg got a 22 to his initiative.
I'm gonna roll them together.
Bardus is
If they have-
20.
What is initiative? Initiative is for
Usually, you just roll one.
I
for
know
the
I'm rolling for
I
all
got
of them. But I can't remember if
21.
it's int or dex.
Oh,
I also got 21.
Dex.
unless you have the feat that allows you to roll your int for initiative, like I do.
All right, they're last. You guys, I have bad rolls tonight. Hopefully, it's bad rolls.
Yay!
All
I
the
like
time.
when the DM has bad rolls.
No, not the DM with bad rolls.
Oh
Anyway.
no!
Sure. Go ahead. What was the order?
I'm 22.
Yeah.
21.
21.
20.
19.
You guys have sucked.
18.
This is like
Super impressive, FYI.
dark precision, like champion precision level.
Wonderful.
Anorin?
I don't have an actual bonus to initiative, but I did roll my first natural 20 of the night, so 20.
So
The
we got
entire
Eric
party
at
is like a
22,
well-oiled
Christopher
machine.
21,
Alright.
21, 20, 19, 20, and they got a 3.
Nice.
Wow. And this is going to take one round, right?
Yeah.
After all that.
One round. Hold on. I get to go
We were-
first, right?
Yeah.
Should we see how disintegrate works on these things?
Go ahead.
Doesn't it?
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't
It only
cast.
targets one.
Yeah, that's only one. You want to impress us? Kill everything at once.
I'm looking to see if I can do that.
We said we don't need to eliminate them all.
Oh, I mean, they're attacking us now.
How many
As
of
we're-
them are there?
There are 4 of them.
4 of them. Okay. I'll do. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
I like to think that we're all still just standing there, politely conversing with each other as these orcs are charging at us.
And we're all
taking
so-
our
They were 120 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm good at 120 feet. No problem. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Good. That's 10 damage to one of them.
All right. He falls.
Good. Do that again. Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
That is 2 damage.
He does not fall.
Let's hit another one. That's a 21 for 9 damage.
He falls.
And nat 1, but
False.
it's still a 13.
But you nat one.
I
Yeah.
know, not one.
You singed your robes.
No. Cinch my robes.
It's a nat 1.
All right, roll. Is Scorching Ray? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Roll.
Scorching
Roll a d20 and let me know.
Ray. 17.
Okay, good. So
Can I
that
roll
just
that?
misses then. That just misses then.
So at least 2 of them I took out, and one of them's done 2 damage. Okay.
What's next number?
Next number would be you or Kizaflixel. whoever's, I
Feeling spicy?
yeah. If you guys want, you can go together.
Oh, kinky.
There's two. There's two
Let's
left.
shoot arrows at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
wait, are you gonna
synchronized shooting.
interlock your arms together and do it? That does shoot
No.
together.
No, that's silly.
Is it
Makes
Kyle?
total sense.
Wait, is it Kyle?
No, it's just Isabel.
Hmm.
Oh, it's just.
I like how everyone's disappointed in that.
It's okay to be.
Well, because
Isabel.
Kyle and Thais have kind of a question
thing?
and answer thing going on.
I don't know. Either way, I hit. I got a 32.
I got a
Yeah.
28.
All right, so you both hit.
Each other.
Minimum damage. Minimum damage I can do.
Nothing's flanking it. The cart is not friendly just because you hit it with an arrow.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I did 11 damage.
He
I did
falls,
9.
and he falls. So all of them are now down.
You're welcome.
Bardis, it is now your turn, right? Or no, it's Anorin and Bardis, and
Go hit the cart.
everyone else has
Go
left.
hit the cart.
Who gets to
That
go
card-
together now?
That cart looked at us funny. Go kick its ass.
Over there.
So we just wanted to outright kill them all?
I was just following the
Do
lead.
we
You guys
know?
said that you don't roll diplomacy around here, so
You follow the lead by going first.
So
Should we check out the cart?
I
Yeah. So
keep moving. Like we stopped and waited 15 minutes for all this.
Oh, I guess we'll go
win.
check and I guess we'll go check and see if any of them are still alive enough to get some answers out of. Maybe. Maybe.
or go see what's in the cart.
I guess
Is
I
Puck
could use-
there?
Silva has already gone towards the cart. All right,
What?
that one.
When?
Silva's gone to the cart.
I said, should we check out the cart?
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine.
He's rolling dice, so something happened.
Oh.
I know. Well, no, I'm just like if you wanted to talk to any of them before they die, I'm doing death saves.
That's why I asked if Puck was around. I'm like, Puck, use your healer's kit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you use it on a goddamn orc, but not Catham. That's episode 3. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Puck,
been 67 episodes since that happened.
It's fine.
Yeah.
This is why you don't bring characters with. I forgot Puck. Yeah. What was Puck's initial? Puck would have been
Yeah.
last.
This is
anyway.
why the DM usually doesn't bring their character with.
Yeah.
It's a lot to
Anyway.
think of.
So,
Are any of them moving? I guess. Like,
no,
if you're
they're on the
death
ground.
If they're rolling death saves, they're not making any sort of like I'm still alive kind of motions or groans
Normally
or
they're
anything.
unconscious.
They're coming
So-
right for us.
Okay.
Well, if any of them are, kind of is in the death saves, I'm going to cast the cantrip Spare the Dying on the ones
Okay.
that I can.
Okay.
Do you do it with fire?
How far is that? Yeah, is it spare the dying with fire?
Spare the fire.
No, it's a touch spell, so I have to walk up to them and do medicine check to see if they're being. I can save them.
I can cast bonfire. Will that help?
Well, it will if you're chaotic evil.
Yeah. So,
I don't
we'll
know
let
what
you
my
get
life
up to
is.
one and
Just a general check. I rolled 30 for my medicine check to see if which ones I can save.
you can save the one that was last shot by Kizaflixel.
Oh, I'm chaotic good.
The scorching rays just went right through.
Okay, so I cast the cantrip Spare the Dying on that one.
What does spare dying do?
He retains basically becomes stable. He no longer has to make the death saves.
Okay, so still unconscious though.
It doesn't say if they regain consciousness or not.
No, I think Spare the Dying is just to stop death saves. It does not bring them back to life. You'd still have to heal them.
If I do a medicine check, I try to get them back to 1 hit point.
Sure.
29.
I think that's well more than enough. So you have stabilized and given a hit point back to this one orc that had no name. I have to now come up with a whole backstory for him.
I was but a young orc one day when I left my village to work in the mines.
All right, Anorin, after Anorin's done with his healing work, he stands up, he draws his sword, and then points it at the orc's face, and asks him quite simply, "What is your purpose here?"
He's not quite strong enough yet to really get up.
Well, I left him on the ground, and I'm pointing my sword at his face.
Let's see. He's gonna actually start looking at the ground and looking for his axe. And let's see, does he get it? All right, so does a 19 hit? Because he goes to throw it at you.
Since he's on the ground and such, can I see if I can just maybe stop him from doing that? Get a chance to
You can.
All right. I think I'm gonna try to kick the axe away if I can, by the shaft, so he can't reach it from where he's lying on the ground.
Giggity.
And he's like, and he's actually gonna start dragging himself back to the cart if he can, and if he can. So he's trying to get away from you and go towards the cart now.
Bardus, could you maybe pin him, please?
Cuddle.
Cuddle him.
Well, as he's trying to crawl away, Anorin will get the sword closer and actually put it up against his skin and kind of prick in a bit more. And just once again, he asks the question, "What is your purpose here?"
He's going to disengage and just run if he can. He's going to start falling and whatnot.
I fire an arrow
towards the cart.
I think anybody's gonna let that happen.
I'll say if he gets up and starts running, then I will charge at him. But he's prone if he's crawling and hurt, so he doesn't just unless he trained in the circus or something. He's not.
Well, he used disengage, so I'm guessing Tony is deciding he's disengaging, using half of his movement to get up and then run the other half of his disengage.
Yeah.
Well, he can't because I don't know.
He's just trying to get away. No problem. He's just trying to get away, and he's not in a talking mood.
Well, I rolled a 30 to hit him. At disadvantage, I rolled higher.
Then that hits him. And
so
the minimum you could do is more than one, right?
Minimum I can do is more than one, yes.
All right, so he's back into death saves.
Well, actually,
do you want to do Spare the Dying again?
Well, actually, if it goes over his total HP into the negatives, it automatically kills him, I think.
Oh,
sure.
So, can he do more than 10 damage then?
Yes, I did 11 damage.
He is dead.
Dead.
So,
Feus, what the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell? He obviously didn't want to talk. He was going to run. We couldn't let him get away.
Anorin stares at the,
crawling away.
Yeah, Anorin stares at the body, quietly, and then he goes over to the cart to inspect it, see what's in there.
All right. Let's see. Who would have these abilities of?
I can investigate.
You can investigate. You might be good.
He is a good investigator.
And then I'm not sure who else, but go ahead.
I basically rolled this character to be able to Arcana check, History check, Investigation, and constantly perceive.
Right, so
check it out.
Silva, roll a knowledge, nature, and percept, whichever one's better, I guess. And Greg, you can do investigate.
Well, I didn't get higher than my passive, so I guess 25.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, technically, if you have a passive, that like I have a passive investigation, I can roll for it, and if I get higher, then great. If not, then it just takes my 25.
Alright. Well, and Silva?
She got a 3.
Okay, so you don't know.
You don't know.
This is the cart with rocks.
Distracted. The rocks.
You'll notice as you go that you get to the cart, you notice that there is essentially rocks, and they smell sulfurous, and there's actually some powder blackened on the cart.
Okay.
And this, you could tell that I'm not sure if you know the properties, and nor do I out of game know the properties of black powder.
Well, isn't it magnesium and nitrous
Mm.
and
Those
sulfur?
then,
I only know that from 7 Days to Die. So
yeah, big magnesium, nitrous, and other black powder
sure,
bits.
but it's basically just a bunch of stuff that's explosive.
Yeah, which is why I was wondering where your scorching ray went.
Ah,
Oh.
man, I could have cast
It would have made a very impressive entrance.
by just hitting the cart. So yeah, I guess I kind of see that it seems explosive and just kind of back up and go, that cart can blow if I'm not careful.
As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if anyone near Filbert, because I don't think you've had enough experience near Filbert, but the others might recognize bits of this compound from what had blown up the actually, I'm not sure, blown up the tower from New Hope.
I mean, there was explosive.
Mm-hmm.
And I do kind of partially assume that Greg, if he had a couple weeks, would have explored and talked to everybody in the town, but I'll digress with that.
Anyway, so there's a cart, and it has black powder, and you have dead orcs near you, and
It's just loose in the back of it. There's not like barrels or hogsheads or anything.
no, they're not really careful.
Anybody have a way to pack up this stuff?
What are the orcs wearing?
Why does everybody care what he's wearing tonight?
These orcs are wearing tatters. It looks like they used to be leather armor, but it's just shreds. Not pretty much not even functional armor anymore.
Well, are we moving on?
Should we bring the cart?
Bring the cart where?
I don't know. Bardis could probably bench press it.
I mean, we have no use for the contents, really.
All right.
Would it
Yeah,
help
what will we do with this?
guys to get into wherever they were going?
I suppose we could try and dispose of it.
I can make myself look like an orc.
Oh, Puck can do that too. I just remember Puck is there.
Hey, Puck.
I thought we were going towards the fire.
So
We are.
And we stopped and spent 15 minutes to kill 4 orcs and look at a cart.
It's better than a half hour talking about boats.
We were stuck on an elevator. So should we move on?
Yeah.
Guess. Greg.
Nobody has a way to take some of this stuff? Okay. Sure. What?
Nothing.
Here, I have some empty potion bottles. That's about it.
Okay. I say we pack up at least 2 potion bottles with some gunpowder.
Okay. Here you go. I hand over 2 empty potion bottles to Greg.
Then I am going to put in my equipment that I have 2 potion bottles full of gunpowder.
All right.
Wait, do you know what gunpowder is?
I assume I know it's explosive.
You
Based on its
didn't see it explode.
Yeah, but you could if you can smell it, and I have a high investigation. I don't know. You can
I
tell
don't
me
know
if you don't think that's true or not.
Is that part of
but-
wizard school?
Yeah, right.
I mean, we had 2 weeks in Flux. I assume he would have talked to Filbert at some point.
And they immediately start talking about black powder.
Yeah, like, hey, what's going on? My name's Filbert. Hey, have you heard of gunpowder?
It could explain why
but I
Filbert
won't
smells
take
the
it.
way he
We'll
does.
move on.
No,
Goddamn. No, move on.
All right, so Anorin's gonna once again make his way down the path. He's not really like waiting for anybody. He's just gonna make his way down the path.
Okay. So, are you guys going with or sticking around the wagon?
You know, I'm going down the path.
Following Anorin,
Following Anorin.
gunpowderless.
Hey, wait for us.
All right. So as you get down the path and you can see where the previous party that you guys were originally following went, you could see it opens up into essentially not a clearing, not a natural one, but you could see that the ground in this area has been clear cut and scorched. And we'll say, Greg, since you have eagle eyes, your perception could see essentially an encampment a decent distance away. We'll say, I don't know, a few thousand feet away into the line.
I do have eagle eyes, according to you.
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know, 1,000 feet. There is a.
I only have a perception of 22. It's not like I can see further away with that.
Yeah, well, no, it's. I'm making it up.
Okay. I mean, DM discretion, that's fine.
I don't know. But basically, there is down the way, there is a. You see, and everyone else can see a decent amount of what look to be like tents. And there's a very large tent in the distance. And there's essentially a huge circle of flame, which is causing the light in the sky. And there's a bunch of little tiny fires around it. You can see the figures that were carrying the cart ahead making their way in through a gate, which has been made out of the local trees strapped together as a wall.
Okay. I describe it to the group.
They could see the buildings and the fire and the tents and whatnot, but they can't really see the details of essentially the gates and the various figures walking around the camps and whatnot.
So it's more orcs, or
More orcs, you can assume.
Orcs. It's always the orcs.
Yeah.
So this is just like in a camp, like with like a tree, like doored camp in the middle of a clearing.
Yeah.
now this wall does it from where we can see, does it look like it's a circle, or does it just like how big does it look?
The circle, the circle of flame that you see, it's we'll say, I don't know, maybe 50 yards worth of diameter at least.
Okay.
And basically it's just created out of fallen trees and whatnot. And it's a fairly large encampment, actually.
Is there anybody going in or out of it?
Yeah, the orcs that which were, well, you can assume they're orcs now, but the orcs that were carrying that cart ahead of you guys, they're going through the gate. And that's what you can see because eagle eyes. And then once past the gate, you have all the little tents and whatnot. So we'll say that there's like, I don't know, 30 to 50 tents, small little huts, and then there's that one large tent in the center. And it's against another crag face of a mountain.
Do you guys want to know what's going on in there?
Sure, if you tell us.
Well, I can find out for us.
Anorin turns to him and just kind of like nods his head.
Okay. I go into my sack and I pull out a little bit of bat fur and I start muttering something to myself, and kind of an eye appears in my hand and then immediately disappears, and I kind of just close my eyes and focus. And I'm casting Arcane Eye. Creating an invisible magical eye within range that hovers in the air for the duration. So I have an hour with it. You mentally receive visual information from the eye, which is normal vision and dark vision out to 30 feet. The eye can look in every direction. And basically, I can just move it as far away as I want.
Mm-hmm.
But the eye can pass through an opening as small as a 1-inch diameter. So I'm going to take the eye and go into that little area and see what's going on in there.
So, which area in particular are you talking about? The gate, the small tents, big tent, fire?
I mean, I guess I want to get like a general idea of what's going on around there. So kind of just maybe do like a circle around the fire and just kind of peek into the into the tents and things like that. Is it like all orcs that are in here? Is there humans? Is there anybody that looks like they know magic?
So what you see is, as you enter the walls of the encampment, there's basically about 2 or 3 orcs, one to 3 orcs actually per small little tent.
Mm-hmm.
They are, for the most part, as ragged as the ones that you had seen. As the others orcs are coming in, you see that there's some larger ones, and they are essentially tugging and pulling the trees into the main bonfire. Can your eye go into tents?
Yeah, I mean, it can go anywhere I need it to. It can go in spaces as big as a 1-inch diameter, or as small as.
We'll say that the orcs aren't like, terribly good at making their tents I was gonna say watertight or whatnot, because you probably it can go through a flap, I'm assuming.
Sure.
So inside individual tents, it's just some orcs sleeping, all have, crude axes and spears and whatnot. As you get in towards the main tent, you see that there's actually some not as small as the other tents, but they're a little bit larger. They actually have some minor furnishing, as in like hunted pelts inside them, and then the orcs in them look like they're a bit more made for war. And are you going towards the if the big main tent as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
As you go into that big main tent, you'll find that it's effectively like a large circus tent, very spacious inside, almost like this is a war room.
Okay.
And you could see one orc that is just standing out amongst the crowd. He essentially is wearing a large pelt on his body. Looks like it was maybe once a wolf or a bear or something similar. And it's just draped over his shoulders. There are 2 other orcs next to his sides, and they are currently arguing over something. and inside the tent, there's, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 of those well-looking, well war torn, but they look like they're happy to go to war. Brutes posted at the walls.
Okay. And have I seen any of those? The what they've been hauling in, the black powder stuff, anywhere else?
Well, you actually see some black powder going in towards the one of the tents on the right. You could see that there's a single orc in there, and he's trying to put it inside some steel canisters. They're spherical and whatnot.
Okay.
And they are being stacked in a pile to the right of his arrangement, and he's just packing them in there.
Okay. I know the spell says that I can like see through the eye and whatever, so I assume then that means I can still talk while
Yeah,
I'm doing it. So I guess I'll be relaying all this information as I'm seeing all of it.
and I'm assuming you can't hear through the eye.
No, I think it is just
You may mentally receive visual information.
visual information. Yeah, so it's just vision. I don't hear anything.
Okay. Did you want to take a closer look at anyone?
I probably do want to. Yeah, I probably want to get a closer look. If I'm going to look at anybody in particular, it's going to be that large orc that was in the main tent.
All right. So pretty much you can see on this large orc, he's very, very ornately dressed. He's got decorations, skulls, and what seems odd is that he actually has what looks to be a. Do you have the roll? Do you have your godly perception through this eye too?
I mean, it's my perception in general. So I mean, it's just a. I mean, it's not ungodly. I just have a 22 passive perception.
It's but like it's hard to beat that. All right.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
It
Well,
is
this
still
guy's.
passive versus active, though. I mean,
I know, but he's saying like he could just take the passive if he fails. Like, so if he tries to look harder, and fails, he just looks like he's not even trying.
I mean, that's generally the rule I've seen with how passives work, but
Yeah, so all those times where I rolled a nat 1 on my perception, and I could have just taken my passive. That I'll take that into account now.
I think most people only have a passive of like 10 or 12, but
Anyway, the one thing though is that you see is on his neck, you see what looks to be like a ornate chain, and there looks to be a skull on the chain. It's golden, and inside the skull's mouth is a red gem.
okay. So I relay all this to the group.
Skull with a red gem.
Uh-oh. Your peaked face's interest.
And it's behind a lock.
Oh boy!
How big, like, in feet is this camp? Is it like, well, you said it's like a circus tent that's set up in like a war room, so
Yeah, it's fairly
probably
large.
a couple 100 feet
Yeah.
minimum. Okay. So, okay. I know where they were bringing in the powder. Okay, yeah, I guess I can be done if anybody else wants to do anything in the time I was whatever.
So hopefully he relayed all the information fairly well to you guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
What is it? So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I think we all know what Theus would like to do.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they actually had good locks. So, is that all that interests him? Locks nowadays?
I mean, those tent flaps are hard to open sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, but Theus, you do notice that the pull that you feel from your bag is a little bit stronger.
Is it pointing towards the encampment?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the magic box wants us to go that way, and I assume Anorin wants to go check this out. So no reason not to go in and grab a gem on the way.
Well, do we want to try to even our odds a little bit, or create a distraction, or things like that? I can, if we get within about 150 feet, I can make a big boom over by that tent they've been taking all that powder and stuff to.
Yeah. If only you guys had a wheelbarrow.
I tried.
I don't need a wheelbarrow if they're bringing wheelbarrows of the stuff in already.
Speaking of that, are we just like standing in front of the gate, or
Yeah, you're not in front of the gate, but you're far enough away.
Out of the way.
You're pretty much at the tree line.
Okay.
Oh, do we get closer?
You
I
could
didn't
get
need to
closer.
get closer. I could just do my eye.
And what's the timing between, well, although if there's an abandoned cart back there, what would be the timing between cart hauler groups?
Well, you look back and you see some very confused orcs investigating another cart. So
the bodies too, didn't we?
Yeah.
We just killed them, looked at the cart, and left.
So
right, we're at the tree line, and how far is like the front door or the front gate from us then?
We would have went to the point where we all could see better.
Let me see. I could do this better with maybe instead of feet blocks. Like think like 2 city blocks.
Oh, we're a ways away.
Oh,
you can still see buildings and whatnot at that distance. It's just that, and you can still somewhat see people. What? Yeah. That would be the distance, I'd say.
From that cart?
No, to the cart, it's probably like 2.5 city blocks.
Okay.
So like we're still talking like 500-ish feet, right?
Maybe. Yeah. 500, 600 feet.
500 to 600 feet, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of guesstimating.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Is there anyone at the gate? Any guards at the gates or anything?
You just see you can't really tell maybe when Greg was describing his path of the eye, there is 2 towers with just one guard each tower on the side of the gates. They're just like little boxes on top of adjacent to the gate entrance. They are on the inside, and so they're just like something to shelter them from the rain, and they're just 2 standing guard.
And this is just a clearing, so like if we just walked up to the gate, it would be like
obvious.
Yeah.
Well, if you take a peek around, you'll notice that this is still essentially dug into the forest. So you actually have some tree line to your right. So the area in front of you has been cleared fairly wide, but there is a tree line going up towards the face of this mountain that they've essentially banked their camp into. Essentially, you won't be able to go all the way around them because then you'd be climbing the mountain they built against.
Nice.
So we can use
essentially
trees at least to get to the wall.
you can essentially use the trees on which you guys are currently hugging to right now to make it towards the wall, which they are the tree line wall has been built into against. So essentially, they've lined it up with essentially the rock face the best they could. And then after that, what happens is the mountain goes up fairly steep, far steep, we'll say like 80-90 degrees. And we'll say it starts continuing like it's almost like a cliff face, actually. The mountain itself is probably, we'll say 750, 800 feet tall. And it does have trees going up the side of it, but it's just got this clear rock, like granite-like rock face, slate rock face going down, which goes all the way down to where the tents are. It's kind of like nestled in a nook. The camping is kind of nestled into the nook of the mountain. Helm's Deep style.
But like the opposite, because this time we're assaulting the orcs.
Yeah. But at least they don't have like a nice castle. It's just made of wood.
Well, I mean, in that case, somebody has to charge it with the bomb and see if Legolas can stop you. Or Lego, what would he be called as an orc?
Lego Thar.
Can you wait for dawn, there, wizard?
No, can they wait for dawn? So, how do we get in?
I don't know if we have a way to cut the wall. I can make some of us fly, but that doesn't necessarily help us.
We can start the forest on fire.
You guys hear me typing?
We could try to go get that cart and bring it back into the forest a little bit and put it up against the wall, I guess.
But how are we gonna get that cart through the tree line?
Yeah, that's fair.
Through the trees.
I don't know. Can't you bench press a mountain yet?
That's true. Yeah, can Bart just lift up the wall and let us in?
Yeah, I was looking around, but I may not be a smart man, but the square peg round hole kind of theory. No.
I meant carrying carrying the cart or a barrel or whatever, not lifting the side of the wall.
I can make a big boom, but I can only do it one time.
Is that do we want to create a big boom?
Do you want to draw attention?
I'm just offering that if I can get within 150 feet of that tent that they're storing all the stuff in, I could make it. I could do some damage. But if we don't care about that, that's fine too.
So what are we actually doing? I mean, are we talking about this red gem, Anorin? Is there something else here for you?
I don't know. As far this place, I have not been back here for close to several decades, actually. This is all new. None of this was here when I left, obviously, but I have no idea what the
Anorin, roll insight, I guess.
Okay.
And then Greg, roll, I don't know, would it be persuasion, performance?
What?
I don't know. Performance?
What am I performing?
Do performance?
A dance battle.
Dance. Dance for me.
And Greg breaks out into a jig.
I got a natural 19 on a performance check. So
Oh, that's pretty good.
I didn't
okay.
realize when you said big boom, that's what this would be.
No. So
Keep your
what
pants
I
on,
was
Greg.
asking about, the reason why I wanted a performance check is just because I know Greg is not terribly charismatic or good at describing. And so that's why. How well is he actually detailing these descriptions?
Well, he's intelligent, so
I know,
it's
but
a matter if he can detail the things. But
and then Anorin insight.
24.
So you don't really recall any of this being here before, but you do recall this shaman that is the one that was leading the orcs.
oh, it is Thrall.
Right.
And the description of the pelt and whatnot very much remind you of that.
He's still alive.
Who? No, sorry, that was an owl.
Well, it could have been an owlbear pelt.
The shaman.
Anorin's out, or Steve's Thays is out.
Yes.
No, I'm here. I'm just listening.
No, I meant if there's an owl bear pelt.
Oh, is it an owlbear pelt?
Is
Puck
that?
creates an illusion of an owlbear in the woods.
Oh God.
No, I don't think he's that mean to Thays.
Okay. I've basically Norin goes like that orc. He's led the attack on my village so long ago. What else do they want with this place?
What do you want to do about it?
Hmm.
Whatever they're doing, it can't be good.
Especially with all this powder coming in and the steel drums and
They're preparing for something, preparing for something even worse. I think it would be smart to eliminate them now.
well, let's come up with a plan and execute.
All right,
Like the ones on the road.
Greg, as you said, you can make a big boom.
I can make one big boom that's about 20 something in diameter. No, 20 feet.
Just a sound?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can make a big blast
Oh.
that is on kind of a delay.
I can too. Perhaps we can draw the majority of the forces out and attack the shaman while they're distracted.
Well, if there's a cart out there, we can make that one blow up fairly easily, and maybe that'll get people out of the city.
And if you look at that
What do you
way,
mean make
notice
the
that
cart blow up?
the orcs that were investigating the cart are searching the forest right now.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
They've gone into the forest. So there's now 2 carts there.
but how far away are those carts?
Let's see. I don't know. They'd probably bring the cart maybe 50 feet apart right now because
Yeah, but how
they
far
had their
away are
heads-
we from one of the carts?
it's about 600 feet from
Oh,
before
jeez. Okay,
because you left it there.
that's a long way away. Never mind.
You have a guy that can lift 2 tons or move 2 tons. Next session, I say encumbrance variant.
What?
Huh?
I said next section. Next session, I say we're going to use the encumbrance variant.
Next campaign, new
Okay.
season.
Mhm.
Okay.
No. I mean, we could set set a forest fire.
That would clear the orcs out of here.
Or it sounds like we could just set most of the place on fire.
Well, I can make bonfires as much and anywhere I want.
Yeah, a couple sticks, some tinder, right?
No, I can
I
just
open my bag and start pulling some components out for that campfire.
I just point at the ground. And what is this? Verbal and semantic. So I just say something and point and move my hand a little bit, and then like a little bonfire appears in the ground.
Ah, I see.
And I can do that here, and I do it in a couple different places.
What's the temperature
How
outside?
many?
The temperature, it's fairly, we'll say, 70 degrees out. It's just night. And I wanted to do something because it's...
Silva goes and stands next to him, because they're little bonfires.
Yeah, like, where'd you point? Because did you just set something on fire if you just did like 3 of those casually?
No, I did them in a clearing area, so there's nothing around.
Yeah. So...
Magic flame.
Okay.
You-
So are we starting the whole set the forest on fire now?
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say
I-
you see the gate open and just 1 or 2 little guys come out, and they close the gate behind them. You just created a fire in the middle of the night, and they have the guard towers watching your direction
Oh, well,
in the
that's fair.
clearing.
Okay,
They're just investigating.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's more or less what I was trying to. That's cool. We have 3 bonfires in the middle of the forest.
I'm pretty sure I can do it.
No, I got like even better.
Way to
like,
go, kid!
I cast it in the clearing. Oh, okay.
It's not better.
Pat Greg on the back. Nice one, kid. Hide.
Stealth
Alright.
checks.
We'll let you guys stealth check if that's what you're doing, and then after that, we're gonna end it here.
All
right.
right. 6.
Yep,
I
20
can't help it. It's so beautiful.
26.
I had a 7.
17.
8.
Jesus.
So is this
God,
go one of
everyone
those
is just
things?
25 for Silva.
Bardis and Greg are just arguing over the fires.
Oh wait, they're coming. I hide behind a tree that's like, like the signpost and the fat guy behind it, and then Greg hides behind me.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So no one sees Greg, but everyone sees Bardis. And then Anorin behind that. No.
All right. Then I think what was it? Kizaflixel and Theus just disappeared into the mist. And there's not even mist there.
I mean, we're shooting bows and arrows together. We're disappearing into the mist together. We got this down.
It's very romantic.
No.
All right.
Anyways,
Well, in the next session, we'll talk a little bit more and see if we could figure out what the hell you guys are doing.
Okay.
that's gonna take something because we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, I guess we'll enact something.
We're hiding now.
However, as said earlier, this is episode 69, and we promised some nices to
Nice.
Some nice-
our listeners. Nice.
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 Oh, that was my chair.
Nice.
Tim Curvy Grung here, and I just want to say nice.
Oh goodness.
All right. So does Kermit the Frog want to give out the socials?
We
Oh
have,
my gosh.
Tim Kerr.
we have a website. Just use the website.
No. I want to do this all in Tim Kerr's voice.
Okay.
Tim Kerr the Grung here, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Infinity's End Gaming. Yay! Look us up on Twitter for Infinity's EG. Yay! We have a Discord. Yay! Patreon. Yay! We have a website now too. Yay!
It's infinityzengaming.com.
I could,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do giggity real quick before we sign off. Giggity.
All right. Night, everybody.
Giggity, 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 go.
Yes.
But
Nice.